Hi, I'm David and I work at CamCare. Attitudes in our community are changing all the time, and they need to make the world a better place. For those of you old enough to remember, think about what the attitudes to drink driving, smoking, wearing seatbelts in cars were in the 70s and 80s. They've changed dramatically since then. Attitudes also change about gender roles, gender stereotypes, and they need to. I've got a couple of examples here about how they've changed over the period of time. A few years ago when I was at a garage sale, I bought a guidebook on life. It's called The Royal Path of Life, and basically it's a guide on how to live your life. But it was published in 1886. This is what it says in a chapter entitled Men and Women. Man is bold, woman is beautiful. Man is courageous, woman is timid. Man labours in the field, woman at home. Man talks to persuade, woman to please. Man has a daring heart, woman a tender loving one. Man has strength, woman love. While man combats with the enemy, struggles with the world, woman is waiting to prepare his repast and sweeten his existence. To feel, to love, to suffer, to devote herself will always be the text of the life of a woman. So in 1886, clearly there were gender stereotypes and gender roles that are slightly different to what we think of now. Another example is the Plunkett book. For those who are New Zealanders, they'll be well aware of the Plunkett book as a guidebook that's given out to new mums when at the birth of a child. It's like maternal and child health guides here in Australia. Up until 1970, the Plunkett book didn't even mention fathers in advice around the birth of a child. And then around the 70s, early 70s, they started to include fathers and had a paragraph as an advice to fathers. And it included things like, go and visit your wife and your child the day after it's born, and remember to comment on how beautiful the baby looks, even though it doesn't look beautiful. When your wife comes home with the baby, maybe you could help with some of the heavy lifting, like washing occasionally, just because she'll be struggling and recovering after the birth. So again, very different attitudes, and that was only 50 years ago. So attitudes have changed over time, and they've needed to. Those stereotypes, those gender roles from the olden days that we consider old views, they stifle individualism. They limit opportunity. I'm very pleased that I could have a greater role in the birth of my child than what that book suggests. Gender roles, gender stereotypes, gender equity, it's always changing. And hopefully, we continue to move in the right direction. There's still some work to go. I'm certainly going to call it out when I see it. I hope you do too. Thanks.